Hello, my sweet dear friends. Welcome to your Aquarius new moon live stream. We are also going to do your week ahead. So this is just sort of happening perfectly. That we have a new moon on Monday, January. Actually, okay, so it's Monday, January 31st, going into February 1st, 2022. So let's go ahead and dive in as I kind of get the incense going. Okay, my loves, this took a little bit longer than normal, and that is because I got this really big download for you. This came through, the most of it came through last night. So this has been something that's been, the first channeling kind of came through a little bit earlier. Hello, welcome, Bill Common. The first one came through a little bit earlier, and this is sort of like the finishing to this download for you guys. Okay. Not everyone's gonna like it. I could feel it, but that's okay. I have a special message for my astrologers watching, aspiring astrologers, and everyone listening, learning, thinking, and discussing astrology. We've all been talking about astrology wrong this entire time. That's the part that's going to be like a pinch, just a little pinch. We've all been talking about astrology from the quality of consciousness that is still a victim of their environment. Talking about what we can expect, what will happen, how we might feel, what might happen, and how to prepare for the likeliest potentialities that we can deduce using astrology. So myself included, we've been using astrology in this more predictive sort of way, and even spiritual astrology has this sort of perspective of this is what's coming ahead and this is how we can prepare for it. Yes, welcome. This is what we have been doing. If this continues in a very widespread majority unchanged, it will defeat the purpose of the tool of astrology, which is to restore power and mastery to the self through knowledge and application, real application here. So, not to say that there hasn't been real application. I've been instructed to relay this message to you, just the messenger here, and to illustrate how we are being upgraded. So that's really what this is. This is an upgrade. Oh, there's my little setup. Sorry, I was just looking at my new little setup here. Okay. This is continuing what I've got for you. There will be a meaningful wave this year of new presences online and in person of individuals who are aspiring and practicing astrologers. And what I'm about to tell you watching now is for those of you who are prepared to elevate their awareness to a more masterful plane. This is true even if you've just started to learn astrology right now, and it is not determined by how long you've been studying or using astrology. It's actually more beneficial to you if you're new, because you'll have less energy work to undo, and it'll be easier for you to explore, adopt, personalize this dimension of astrology. So for myself and for others, there will be more ingrained roads in our brains to reroute and reconfigure. Luckily, the brain is very plastic. One of my favorite book on neuroplasticity is The Brain That Changes Itself by Norman Doidge. It's like that, just like totally did it for me. The first 30 pages are really boring. I'm sorry, they are. It took me like forever to get through. But after the first 30 pages, it really gets rocking and rolling. Okay. Basically, TLDR of that book is that your brain is very plastic and stretchy, and if you just try, that you can change your mind, you can change your brain, you can change the brain maps and just all of that. Okay. So, next thing, because in order to elevate your vernacular, your verbiage, your communication, and conveyance of astrological information, you've got to begin with elevating your mental energy that you apply to the subject. I keep forgetting to say this. So there's all the links in the description box below, the Psychic School, the Patreon. But forget those two. Send me chocolate. I have my Amazon wish list. And if you send me chocolate, that would be so awesome. My favorite chocolate is the After 8, and you can order it now. Oh, please. I'm running low. My birthday chocolate is like down to my last little couple pieces of chocolate. Okay, sorry. Not about me. It's about the message. So I'm being shown the law of causality through Saturn imagery. And it's her, she's showing me this, but there's others, and I don't know who they are. I don't know, but I can tell that there's more. There's just more presences. I don't know who they are, but it's her and it's others, and it's usually just her that talks to me. So, okay, I'm being shown the law of causality through Saturn imagery. What I'm about to illustrate can be taken as a template to be used to get yourself more comfortable in this dimension of consciousness, and then to further personalize and customize in your own voice, because that's the best part of astrology, is listening to different people talk about astrology in their own way, in their own voice, in their own, you know, their own stories, like their own everything. So this is just like for you guys to get like the gist, and then to make it your own. You'll find your own little, your groove there. Okay. If you try this and it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Revert to how you were thinking and talking and doing it before. That's okay. Just let it go. It'll click for whomever is ready, and it'll be right on time for them. So if it doesn't resonate, or doesn't resonate right away, that's okay. Just let it like settle into your subconscious on down to your unconscious. Everything created needs a cause. Astrology is the cause. The Aquarian new moon tonight going into tomorrow is the cause. The physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual manifestation is the effect. Okay, I'm being instructed to begin the template immediately with this Aquarius new moon, and this is why it took me longer, because I had to scrap everything else that I wrote, everything else that I had prepared to talk to you guys, and the way that I prepared it, and you know, everything that I had already done, I had to scrap it. And this is how I've been instructed to. I'm just the messenger here. Okay, so as you will pick this up faster through example, the Aquarian new moon tonight going into tomorrow is the cause. And the quality of the cause is that it is conjunct Saturn, squaring Uranus, and sextiling Chiron. How will you choose to manifest the conscious and unconscious effects? It will be both, I'm told. I'm told it's going to be both. There will be conscious effects of this. There will be unconscious effects of this. There will be conscious effects at your direction, and unconscious effects that will be revealed over the next 2 weeks and fully in 6 months. Now we feel like a horror story here. If you're channeling a radical shift from an old way of life that you cherished into a new era of your life that involves taking on more responsibility, maturity. It's, guys, honestly, I'm very Saturn ruled, and to convey the rewards of maturity, it's something that everyone definitely has to experience for themselves, but I'm just saying, don't run away, embrace it. Respect. If you're channeling this energy, if you're feeling like, man, I'm ready for this bigger responsibility, I'm ready to take on a little bit more, I'm ready to change my life in this way, courage, equality, fairness, justice, and a passion for decentralization of power, you are well connected to the Aquarian new moon cause. Your channeling is very pure. You'll be able to use the energy at hand to manifest results, the effect, you will use and appreciate for a long time to come. Any surprise, unconscious manifestations that are revealed to you over the next 2 weeks especially will support you in taking up the mantle of accountability and managing your power in the Aquarian area of your life judiciously. So, welcome any unexpected developments. Recognize them as an unconscious desire of yours that you want to use and integrate into your life and purpose and planning. Other qualities of this Aquarian new moon cause are Venus conjunct Mars in Capricorn, trining Uranus in Taurus, while Mercury retrograde conjuncts Pluto, sextiles Neptune in Pisces, while Jupiter in Pisces also sextiles Uranus in Taurus. This could have been something that you were always meant to do, and the timing had to be now for you to experience an important realization, a really big piece that you missed previously that you are now conscious of. The more you integrate this excavated awareness, and I'll break that down further when we go day by day, the more you integrate this excavated awareness, which I say this all very like heady, but you've been living it. So it's been like, just want to acknowledge that for you. The faster you can channel and the faster you can unexpectedly achieve and manifest your results. Because this new moon is a wily one. It's wily. Okay. Like a synchronistic domino effect, you're channeling, working with the unconscious manifestations as they pop back and forth. She showed this to me just like that game with the things. So if you channel, if you keep the channeling very pure and you're like, okay, I'm ready to do this, step into more responsibility, you can synchronize with your unconscious. Even though there will still be unexpected things coming up for you, you can still synchronize with the unexpected. Okay. It's harder for me to digress in this new dimension of talking about astrology because for me it's like still so new and different, and it's like I can feel my little brain tissues like okay. If your channeling is less connected, this is a different vibration of your new moon cause, new moon in Aquarius cause, different vibration. If your channeling is less connected, if your channeling is a bit diluted from any of the things and systems in place to alienate you from your higher self, such as trauma, epigenetics. Listen, okay, so the epigenetics I think go back 12 generations of trauma embedded in the DNA of your ancestors. All of us here, we've all survived, like it took 70,000 generations to get here. Okay, like that's a lot. We all survived. Okay, let me not digress into history. Okay, but all of these things dilute your connection to source. Okay, your connection to your higher self. Oppression, marginalization, poor quality foods, dehydration, etc. All those things, you're likely channeling fear, distrust, materialization, polarity, bias, discrimination, prejudice, and urges to evade, escape, deny, overpower, overthrow, subvert, relinquish your power to your fears, and detach emotionally and cognitively in order to do it. We're going to see different manifestations of everybody manifesting different, okay? So if so, you or others may use this energy to manifest a new approach or regime or attempt to manipulate or dominate a situation or relationship. Unconscious manifestations that are revealed over the next 2 weeks and fully in 6 months will be wild card surprises that will challenge your authority at every turn and undermine you in ways you could have not perceived. And you will not be able to synchronize with this chaos like you can if you're channeling the pure. Okay? Trying to talk your way into and out of these surprising quagmires won't work. You can try, but it won't work. If you convince yourself of some fallacy, or if you try to stay in your bias, it's going to rebound and exaggerate some kind of long-standing mental pain. Other qualities of the cause, and when I'm saying qualities, I'm talking about the other aspects. But they're qualities of the cause. Other qualities of the cause will speed up your results. So the effects, which is karma. Karma is the law of cause and effect. It's the law of causality. Okay, will work quicker. So this is like you try a power move, you try to subvert authority, you try to run away, and there's like roadblocks and there's red tape and there's I'm getting like a weird like ankle injury too. I got this a while ago and I just keep forgetting to tell you guys, so I guess I'll just plop it here. I think it's the left leg lower, like from the knee down. That's where it's kind of like but it's some kind of like leg, foot, ankle, shin injury. Anyway, but like you get injured and something prevents you, like you literally are trying to run away from something and you like fall and break a bone or something like that. The delays or oppositional forces will be made physical faster over the next 2 weeks and fully in 6 months. I mean, roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. These are manifestations of your unconscious desire to work through this energy. And that's a huge stamp of this new moon cause, okay? You may even be toggling both at this time between fear of authority and faith in your own authority. Either way, you are channeling the Aquarian cause. You are connecting to some band of frequency within it and might be moving in that wavelength. And how you channel determines the quality of your results, both consciously and unconsciously. God, that was so hard. Okay, so the gist of all of this is to look at astrology, talk about astrology, think about astrology, and use astrology from the position of power, not from the position of being a victim of your environment. I hear a lot of talk about manifestation, a lot of talk about visualization and reprogramming the mind, and this is a major catalyst once we start to like I've had to the finishing of this channeling came through last night into this morning, so put a huge wrench in my day. Like there were so many things that are going on, but this is, I can feel like even myself just like adjusting to this with the verbiage. But you will get good at this. I'll get good at this. We're all going to get good at this, and there's going to be, like I said, in this year, a meaningful wave of new people talking about astrology, just getting into this. So we're going to need as many people as possible talking about it from this empowered place, because there's going to be a lot, and we just want to make sure that everybody gets to where we're going. Okay. So that's your new moon in Aquarius, and I try to talk a little bit slower because it's a little bit different than it's actually very different than the way I normally talk about this stuff. So that is your Aquarius new moon messages. Here's the next part that I wrote before that big channeling. February will actually feel like we're beginning 2022. Let me just write I have to go back. Okay. Maybe I'll just pick this up and be like, this is the timestamp moment. Timestamp. Okay. I love this. Okay, here we go. February will actually feel like we're beginning 2022. Like I said before, I've been preparing you guys because November, December, January were like their own, like its own little time capsule of energy. January's dominance of the Venus Mercury retrograde cause. You've been channeling frustrations and pains that are surfacing as unconscious desires for growth, things you need to pay attention to, and channeling benefits and enjoying the return of positive energy that you've deposited before. With the universe, with all of this, to make a withdrawal, you have to, why can't I say R's and W's? You have to make a deposit first. So you already made a deposit and then you get it back, okay? That's January. we were dealing with karma that came on December, January. As we enter February this week, how much of retrograde energy you integrate determines the quality of consciousness with which you're able to move forward. I'll get into that more in the day by day. Any structures in your life that are not built on a solid foundation will continue to collapse this month, except faster, because of these lunations, the new moon in Aquarius and the full moon in Leo. Okay, I'm just saying. This is a fast month. January was like, but this is like, no. This week, you're giving form to what you've been defining. Give the new moon a couple of days. Don't worry about anything till like after Thursday. After Thursday, you're going to be feeling sharp, a little sharper. Not sharp as it, but sharper. Okay, these things will want to be in alignment with your newly defined, purified values. Big picture goals will look different, so we're going to need to behave and act different. You've been channeling the new vision since the beginning of December on a conscious or unconscious level. There are things I saw for myself personally in December that are coming up now that I've been preparing for since the beginning of December, and I still didn't get it all in time. I'm still not as prepared as I had planned to be. Why? Even though I used astrology, I saw something coming up, did everything in my power to prepare for it. Why? Because I was always meant to go through it, and the same is true for you. So the best that we can do is self-mastery enough to work with all of the conscious things that are within our control, and to do our best to synchronize with the unconscious things that are outside of our control that are coming up, and that happen, that we manifest on that unconscious level, that our minds project from that more powerful state. Okay. Sunday the 30th. Okay, Capricorn moon, sun square, that's what it was, the sun squaring Uranus. This is when I got the rest of this channeling. Sunday, a nice surprise on Sunday. Ooh, I should just keep this kind of close. Monday the 31st, new moon in Aquarius. We already talked about that. We already talked about the new moon in Aquarius. Oops, okay. Tuesday the 1st, I keep wanting to say January, February. Oh no, a whole month of me pronouncing things strangely. The 1st, void Aquarian moon all day. Let emotions rise up instead of pressuring them down. Let them come up and out. Let yourself receive the feelings, images, and pictures. That's you channeling the seeds of your future. Everyone's channeling energy all the time, okay? Just, they're the Godfather puppet strings, okay? So try to schedule spacey time, because moon's gonna be void all day. It's good for spacing out, meditating, daydreaming, looking for lost items, and just kind of chilling out. So give the new moon, like I said, a few days to take shape, to take form. Don't expect to know 100% anything until at least about Thursday. You're going to want to feel intuitively your way forward. The language of the subconscious is in images, pictures, feelings, senses. The language of the conscious mind, that's logic, rationale, words, sentences, vernacular. So when the energy is more conducive to the subconscious information downloading, don't try to force yourself to go be super technical and mathematical and data and figures. And likewise, don't try to force yourself to be super imaginative or visual when you're really just feeling very precise. I have my screenwriting nails on now. It's because I've been typing a lot. Okay, so that was Tuesday. Wednesday the 2nd. Wednesday, February 2nd. The moon is in Pisces. So everyone uses their imagination to make their fears real to them, or to make their dreams real to them. When an unconscious fear surfaces to your conscious awareness, let's say through a dream, through, there's the unconscious, the subconscious, and then the conscious mind. Let yourself explore where that comes from and why. Don't judge yourself for how you feel or for what's coming up. Let yourself feel the feelings. Notice what your body is doing. Notice the physical sensation. You know, when the feeling happens, and you can practice thinking about a memory, watching an emotional TikTok video, and just like feel how it feels to come up through your chest or through your stomach. And you know that burning in your throat when you're like trying to push it down? Don't. You know, when you're like alone, don't. Just let it rise up and feel what it's doing in your physical body and let it go out. And that feeling will subside. When it begins to subside and it begins to pass, talk to yourself positively in your head. Yes, you're going to feel the feelings, you're going to see things, the memories, the hearing, voices, whatever the sensation is. But talk to yourself positively in your head. The nurturing mother archetype that you need to emotionally soothe yourself, or the affirming father archetype that you need to infuse you with healthy confidence to soothe yourself. Because we need a healthy functioning ego to function in day-to-day life. But if that ego gets unhealthy, it causes a lot of pain. And the ego dies with the body. The ego is a very human thing. You guys have heard me talk about that before. It dies with the ego dies with the body. It's a human thing. It's part of the human body, kind of like just human instinct, which just wants to keep you alive, physically alive, and it keeps you from wanting to try new things spiritually and emotionally, because it's trying to just protect you. The ego is just trying to protect you, keep you like alive. But you're a spiritual being. You're like a divine being. You're an eternal like consciousness. So that's the whole thing. That's what I mean when I say self-mastery, is to be this divine spiritual being and driving the meat suit and driving the avatar, and understand what is a human thing, what's a human sensation, and being able to master that physical body and master these physical instincts that come up. Because intuition is about something that you understand and you know without knowing why. The instinct knows why, because it's going on past experience, on what's safe, what will keep you alive. But that intuition knows without the knowing. It's something, you know, very, very, very much behind the scenes. So, gosh, I'm getting so off book now. Or the affirming father archetype, to soothe yourself, that you need, so that you feel empowered to make decisions for yourself and for your life. That's that healthy masculine energy and the healthy feminine energy inside of yourself, okay? You will believe what you want to believe, so make it aware and positive and conscious as you can, because we all have our little limits, and we're not able to just jump a frequency and jump at you have to go like I've said this on my Patreon, you know, when I asked like what voice is talking to me, who is it, and what came back was that it's me from the future, my higher self. That's just, that information has been distilled into a band of consciousness that Natalie, at that point asking the question, can understand. Is that like the full complete answer? Maybe it's not. Maybe there's more. But that's something that my little human brain can understand at the time. So you have to be very patient with yourself, but still try and to still keep going, okay? Okay. Goodness gracious, mother of pearl. Thursday, the 3rd of February. Gosh, deep. It's a deep day. It's deep. Mercury stations direct. So, let me move this around. This is a big deal. This is a very, whoa, hold on. This is a very big deal, because once this happens, it's go, baby, go. Okay? All right, let me back up a little bit. This Venus-Mercury retrograde cycle was very intense. Very intense. And it brought up a lot for everybody. This cycle was like, you open the fridge, and there's like the items you see, like, right, the first things you see, that's the superficial layer. That's like what you think life is. But the retrograde energy is like you sort of push things aside, and you reach your long arm, your long spindly arm, because of course, to the very back of the fridge, and you pull out a carton. This is Pluto meeting up with Mercury and Venus, is going to the very back of the fridge. where no one goes. Bringing back a carton, a rancid carton. You're not supposed to drink it. You're not supposed to want to drink it. If you drink it, if you force yourself to drink it, you're not supposed to like what it tastes like, to drink rancid liquid. So whatever your rancid liquid is, whether it's feelings, whether it's your ego or possessiveness or jealousy or greed or fear, whatever it is, fears, traumas, pains that came up for you December, actually mid-November, about mid-November. Now it brought stuff up. So until now, whatever came up, you're being tasked with transforming it into awareness, to alchemize, to empower now, moving forward, to adjust. Because there's no, like, you know, don't focus on like getting over it, letting it go. You have to adjust. You have to adjust after you grieve, after you do understand that something wasn't what you thought it was, or can't be what you want it to be, or you, whatever it is, or you have like a new realization on something that happened years ago, you know, whatever it is. Don't put that on yourself to like let it go, move on. You have to adjust. That's all. Adjust. Now, if you don't do this, if you don't want to do it, if you're just going to wait out the transit, you will come here again to this exact degree, and Mercury will station retrograde here, right here, 11 months from now, and you will pick up where you left off over the last 3 weeks, 11 months from now. We just did Mercury Synodic Cycle in Astrology 101, and my handouts I'm so proud of. They're so cool. Made them on my brand new iPad. Guys, I got a couple of birthday gifts like the last couple days of January, and oh my god, like my birthday, it's January the 8th. And that was the Venus Cazimi with the Sun, and I can't get into this digression, but I just like love and appreciate you guys, and that I've been able to connect with the people that I can connect with, and that this beautiful device of the internet has allowed us all to connect and find each other, all of the previously marginalized people, that we can find each other across space and time. Okay, I just like, I love you, and thank you for the chocolates. Send more chocolate. Sorry. Okay, it's not about me, it's about the message. So this is true for all of us. Like if this was a big excavation, this is like maybe you pulled out 5 cartons of rancid stuff. Like with Pluto and Mercury, maybe you found a lot. Okay. You know, I'm not going to share my stories about moldy things that I found, but like that's it. That's it. You discovered an organism that began growing because it was so rancid in the millions of cartons that you found in the back of the fridge. You know, skeletons in the closet. Okay. So if it was intense, write out the transit. You'll come back and pick it up 11 months from now. Because what you just went through the last few weeks with this Mercury retrograde, you were picking up where you left off 11 months ago. And that's how Mercury's synodic cycle works. So that's why I'm saying, like, growth happens in cycles and in layers. So we just can't, when that happens, when someone brings up our cognitive dissonance straight to us and we haven't adjusted to the different levels of consciousness to be able to perceive and understand the truth, it goes right over our heads. We just don't get it. Like when you're a kid watching a movie and you only understand the kid parts, but the adults are laughing at other things that you don't get. It's like that. It's exactly like that. It's a lot of pain. Life is a lot of pain. Ooh, okay. Okay. So, all planets will be direct now, Thursday the 3rd, until late April. Make the most of it. Make your moves. Go for the gold. Finally, like, just go get it. Get it. Get it, get it, get it. Life will pick up pace. It's finally going to feel like the new year. Moon in Pisces. Again, using your intuition. Mercury's direct, but like not like moving, like just the station. So let everybody wake up for a second. You want to use your intuition to emotionally tune into, and whenever I say tune into, I mean focus your attention. Focus your little antennae. Focus your antennae, your attention onto something. And then you will feel things about it. See what comes up. Don't judge it. Just notice what you're feeling. It's going to pass. Don't say, I'm angry. You're not anger incarnate. You're experiencing anger temporarily and it's going to pass. Moon in Pisces, you feel the calling of what your life is supposed to be and what you're supposed to do, and why things have happened the way they have to lead you to this moment, to lead you here. Okay? Friday, I would say Friday, February 4th. Really strong day. This is the Sun conjuncting Saturn in Aquarius. This is what you've been feeling leading up. Okay, the seriousness, the weight, the responsibility. You're channeling the pressure, probably. You're probably channeling the pressure, and you can respond to it from a conscious, self-aware place. Like, okay, I know I got to deal with this. Or you can allow that, I don't know, subconscious programming or childhood instinct, or like the respond from can let the subconscious programming respond. That's going to lead you right into a lot of pain, especially with Saturn. Saturn in our life is what makes you feel like a victim. It's what makes you feel like life is hard and unfair. Saturn does that. You chose to work with Saturn in this way in this life, not to prove to the planet or anybody else, but to prove to yourself that you're strong and mature and responsible and accountable and capable of self-mastery, of running your own life, of being judicious, of being fair, of being a unique individual, having faith in yourself, integrity. If you're channeling pressure and you feel like you know what the integrity thing to do is, and you can do it and you can commit to it, you're channeling the pure essence. If you're channeling pressure and you want to respond in a way that you know is wrong, that you know is outside of integrity, but you're trying to get away with it, there are such beautiful rewards that come from maturity and integrity and love and truth. That's the real everything. Everything else is a lie. The devil always lies. So whenever you think you're going to convince yourself that you're not, don't take my word for it. Try it. Let Saturn freaking put all these obstacles and delays in your way. Where was I? Okay. So Sun conjunct Saturn. This is like the king meeting with like the emperor. This is kind of like a big deal. It is a big deal. There's a new agenda. There's goals. There's a new goal. There's a new agenda. And it's a decentralization of power. It is, now there's help here. There's Mars in Capricorn on Friday, sextiling Jupiter in Pisces. You're channeling where you're being called to step into a new role of responsibility and believe in yourself, or where you're being called you're being called to respond to this pressure, believe in yourself, step into power, okay? Or you're channeling where you want to give all your power away because you're scared in a moment of temporary chaos. Love the chaos. I love chaos. Certain people thrive. We thrive in chaos. And I let me tell you, I always see, like in my personal life, chaos as a positive because it means things are changing. And when things are changing, there's movement. And when there's movement, that means there's space. There's space in between. And that space, that flexibility, that's where magic happens. That's where, you don't want something that is so rigid and permanent and crystallized. This is also Saturn too, dark Saturn. Okay, especially if it's corrupt, then you have this rigid, corrupt system that never changes. Oh my God. The U.S. Pluto return this. Okay, the U.S. Pluto return this week. God, we can go off on a whole other video about that. Okay, that Pluto, just like the TLDR of it, is the cause. Okay, that's the cause. America's Pluto return is the cause. What's the effect of the American people on a conscious and unconscious level? Dude. We're trying to break out of the corrupted. America's kind of like this corrupted mutant that just grew super deformed. America is about the concept of power. So if we just take America as an idea, the idea was that America is the beginning of the end of monarchy and top-down rulership, and one person deciding what everybody's day was going to look like and be like and feel like. Okay, it was supposed to, idealistically, supposed to be the beginning of decentralization of power, democracy. The beginning of America's supposed to be the concept of individual rights, to have a say over what my day as an individual is going to look like, and every other individual to decide for themselves what their day is going to look like, what they're going to do, how they're going to decorate themselves to appear to other people, who they're going to love, what they're going to engage in, how they're going to spend, and all of that. And the concept of America is supposed to be everyone should start from the same place, have the same start in life, so that they can make their own happiness for themselves. So long as they don't infringe on the next person's equal right to make their life what they want it to be. Now, of course, it never even started that pure. How far off did we get off the mark? And this is our chance to, it's going to be it's going to continue to be very destabilizing, because the rigid structures are corrupt. No one starts the same spot. It's not fair. The systems of government, the law, the judicials, it's a mutant. It is a gross, rancid carton of mutancy. A great idea. Great idea. The cause was great. The idea was beautiful. America's a beautiful idea. Free speech, right to protest. Beautiful idea. The effect, how it manifested, is a disgrace, because it's not equal. And that the Sagittarius, what you went through in December, was like coming up with this idea, getting the vision reformatted. January is a Capricorn. That's how I'm uncommitting to this. I'm recommitting to this. I'm changing the enforcing of these ideas of the law. Sagittarius is the law. Capricorn's like the enforcement of the law. So there's like huge authority themes here. So you guys are channeling this energy consciously and we all are, consciously and unconsciously. So Friday, with the sun meeting Saturn, you're probably going to be after the day after Mercury stations direct on a conjunction with Pluto and Capricorn. You are looking at that rancid carton of milk and you're like, you know what? There's 50 more cartons of rancid milk. Am I finally going to start dumping it into the sink, rinsing it out, breaking down the box, and throwing it away? Am I ready to let it go? Are you going to be like a hoarder? Oh my God, my hands look so freaky. Are you going to be a hoarder and like emotionally hoard the rancid milk? Because we all do. I have such weird little hoarding collections that you guys would not even believe. Because physical things store energy. So I will absolutely admit there's like a couple things that I do hoard. But it's positive. It's all positive good stuff. But like, do you really want to hold on to those rancid cartons? That's what America's doing. Financially too. Financially, value system wise. Whew, boy, there's probably going to be the AmeriCoin, where to get their aid, you have to get their coin, because everyone's going to be going to Bitcoin and going to what is backed by a trustless system, so that the freaking odd 8 doesn't happen again. There's no ratings agencies to buy out because it's all on the blockchain. Okay, I gotta. Okay, sorry. I can talk to you for ages. Okay, so all right, let's move it on right along here. Saturday the 5th. The moon. Oh, we still have to do tarot too. Dang. Moon in Aries on Saturday the 5th. Moon in Aries. It's giving you energy to act as you're guided, to do as you're guided. Okay, like I said, everyone's channeling energy all the time, responsibly or not, giving your power away when you're saying, you made me mad. Sorry. Anger is a natural alert system. It's a body, it's a human thing. When you're angry, it's because someone's pushing on your boundaries. But if you're angry and you do a check and no one's pushing on your boundaries, maybe someone just did something that's annoying to you, but it made you angry for some reason, you gotta go, that's your energy to own, and you gotta figure out why you're angry for reasons that don't serve the purpose of anger, because anger is supposed to be like that red flag. Red alert, something bad's happening. Push off, step off, get the entire F out of my face. That's what anger is supposed to do. I'm sorry, I'm okay. Okay, let's keep it moving here. Sunday, February, it's the 6th. Mars, oh God, okay, so on Sunday, Mars in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries. That's the cause. How is it going to manifest? What's the effect going to be on a conscious or unconscious level? You're committing to this new vibe, okay? Let's say you're stepping into the responsibility, the integrity, the authority you're taking responsibility for what you love. You're taking responsibility for your life. You're taking responsibility for healthier eating choices. You're taking responsibility for a new little baby. You're taking responsibility for, something. But Sunday, there's going to be a turning point. There's going to be a wound, an insecurity that's being agitated. And it's an opportunity to release this energy that's been locked up in the ego. You have to choose ego or love. You cannot have both at the same time. Ego dies with the body. I recommend choosing love, but I always do. So this could reference back to the original wound where, whatever happened in your infancy or in your childhood, consciously or unconsciously, it's still going to be painful. It's still going to be a bit of a pinch, or you're going to feel like real vulnerable, or you're just going to feel real uncomfortable or real easily agitated. You might be angry and you don't know why. You might be like just uncomfortable. Just reconcile that and just sit with your feelings and sit with it and just journal. And if you're talking to people, if you have to be in the public, if you have to interact with people, It's probably going to be a humbling experience. No matter what. But it can be very healing. It'd be very healing, because if you consciously say, okay, I know I'm going to be feeling off that day, and I know I'm going to have to talk to so-and-so that day, then you know that whatever does come up that's uncomfortable, to automatically, consciously try to reconcile the ego, try to humble yourself, and understand when the ego is coming up to try and defend itself, because the ego is always looking for something to attach itself to, just like you have these astrologer egos and these tarot egos and these psychic egos and these spiritual egos. Like, don't think every ego is always trying to look for something to attach itself to. So you're only safe when you continuously check. So don't be afraid to check, because ego is just going to bring pain. All right, you need enough ego to say to your barista that they got your order wrong, but you don't want the ego that's going to berate that barista in front of everybody or in front of their kid or something. You know, there's a difference. Sorry, I get really fired up about injustice. Okay, and I can feel it like in my face. Okay, all right. So, God, I talk a lot. I feel like I just builds up. It's going to be a pain. Yeah, okay. So how are you going to meet the pain on Sunday? Okay. And then last but not least, Monday, the 7th. We've got your moon in Taurus. It's the quarter. Okay, this is the sign of the quarter moon. The crisis in action is the cause. You're the quarter moon cause. How are you manifesting the effect? Consciously and unconsciously. Consciously, towards self-sustainment, self-security, love. The higher echoes of Taurus. Unconsciously, toward greed, belligerence. Think about the lower expression of Taurus. Belligerence, that's like, okay, the bull in the china shop. Now, what's interesting is that Venus and Pluto doing the stance, Venus and Mars doing the stance. Venus will conjunct Pluto again December 31st, 2022 exact. January 2nd, 2023, Venus ingresses Aquarius. Venus will get to 27 degrees and conjunct Pluto in Capricorn March 3rd, 2022, except so will Mars at 27 degrees of Capricorn. The Venus retrograde has brought them closer to Mars. These are more elements, these are more causes. We're building up to a very, I'm trying to prepare you that when next time you go to the fridge, it's all milk and honey, the land of milk and honey, instead of rancid, okay? But we're all on our own timeline, so just be very patient with yourself. Okay, time for your tarot. What's going on? What's going on with my lovelies? Ooh. Okay, I guess we're starting it right away. You have the sun. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I don't need this anymore. We've got the sun. We've got the 10 of Cups. We've got the 7 of Pentacles. And we've got Queen of Cups. Doesn't have to be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. It can be. Does not have to be. Right away. Happiness. Simpatico. Copacetic. Something that you've been putting a lot of emotional energy, emotional labor into is coming to fruition. And this could be you having worked on a relationship specifically with another person, or your approach to relationships. Like, you know, I want to show up better, I want to be better, I want better quality relationships, I want to be more present, whatever it is. There could be a yes answer for those of you proposing. There could be a little baby. It doesn't have to be a baby. It could be a creative project, baby. But what I've been talking about this whole freaking day, something comes to your conscious awareness. Now, here's what I love. In the traditional tarot, it's sort of the same. There's a happy baby on a horse, and they're holding this red flag. And the symbolism, Tarot Talk is this week. I have to do the remote view. Okay. Remote viewing target practice is up. The blind target number 1 and 2 are up. Tarot Talk is this week. I feel like there's something else I'm missing. Please send more chocolate. What other announcements are there? Don't worry about the school. Don't worry about Patreon. Oh, there is a new feature coming to the Pages tier and Patreon in February. But chocolate, number 1. Gotta get the priorities straight. Okay. But like I was saying, so something that was unconscious, subconscious, something that was conscious that you had to try has now passed over into the control of the subconscious. The example I like to use is riding a bike. When you're riding a bike, when you're learning to ride a bike with the 2 wheels, all of your attention and focus is on trying not to just wipe out. It's a very conscious control that you have. But then you learn how to ride the bike, or you learn the pentatonic scale, whatever it is, and then that control goes to the subconscious. Now it goes to subconscious control. Now you're riding the bike and you're eating a burger, you're having coffee, you're smoking a cigarette, you're listening to music, you're smoking a joint, you're doing all these other things, right? But you're the amount of control that is riding that bike is so subconscious that you're not even thinking about it. You're definitely not thinking about it consciously. Okay, that's something's going on here that you've been working hard at. Now, some of you, it's not totally with yourself. It's something that has to do with this other person, or something that you're working on with this other person. They could have helped make something clear to you, make something conscious to you, that just becoming aware of it, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes just becoming aware of something is enough to mitigate its harmful effects of ignorance. And we don't have to do so much alchemizing. Sometimes just becoming aware is the alchemization. For some of you, it's something like that. For some of you, it's conquering. For some of you, it's like a missing piece of the puzzle. I like that. That feels really familiar, those 4 cards. Okay, what is going on for this week of the first week of this new moon, the new moon quais, the new moon, 6 of Pentacles. So, I'll put that there. Okay. More Pentacles. This is reciprocity. This is equality. This is fairness. This is righteousness. This is balance. This is the right thing being done. This is trust. This is the good work, letting the work speak for itself, letting the talent speak for itself, letting all of your hard work that you've been putting into yourself, or this relationship, or this endeavor, or this project, or your skill and your craft, and just waiting, investing, but just the right freaking person, the right freaking thing, And it's just such a nice fit. It's just such a nice balance. I'm just really loving this. This 6 of Pentacles is just making me feel so safe. And that's divine masculine energy. Divine masculine energy, all it has to be is safe. You just need to be safe. You don't have to, if you're a masculine dominant, you don't have to earn money. You don't have to dominate socially. You don't, it's nothing like that. It's just making your partner feel safe. And just being a safe place for them, just being trustworthy, it's just about safety. That's it. This feels very safe. This feels very healthy energy on both sides. That Queen of Cup. Oh, that's right, she does have blue hair. That Queen of Cup energy, that's healthy feminine energy, where it's open, it's receptive, it's not manipulative, it's not controlling, it's not crossing boundaries, emotional boundaries, it's not insecure, it's not, it's very, very healthy, it's very equal, it's very someone that takes care of themselves. more so emotionally, that they fill their own cup, I'll say. Okay, last but not least, let's get one last energy for this beautiful story for this first week of your Aquarian moon cause. Ooh, this is like a crush. This is like crush energy. The Page of Wands. Put this over here. We have frankincense, we have water, the selenite, the fire, the little plant, we have Saturn over here, and we've got the galaxy right here. Oh, I love that it changes colors on its own. Okay, so last but not least, you guys, the Page of Wands. That's funny. This is good news. This is a message. This is like, you know, the newspaper boy that just like runs around like shouting the news from the rooftops. This is a really, you know, for some of you that is a proposal. And the answer is yes. This can also be like almost like you've been looking or someone's been looking for like I was saying, like the missing puzzle piece. It's like there. This is very right place at the right time, synchronistic. So some of your unconscious results, your unconscious effects can be through the people that come up for you, the new people that you meet, especially after Thursday, or excuse me, or whatever you're doing Thursday the 3rd till the end of April with the people. So it's like if you took a look in your relationship refrigerator and you pull out some rancid cartons, you either made it better, you dealt with it, you cleaned it all out, I almost said all the pus, but like you cleaned out you cleaned out the cartons and you put in brand new fresh stuff in your fridge, or you tried to drink it, you tried to make something work that just could not work, was not meant to work, and you're like sick now, and you're just like, sorry, we didn't need that illustration. Or you did the right thing and you just like, it ended. So if you tried to force that rancid stuff down and now you are sick, this is going to be like you get sick and die really quick in February, because it's like these are very fast results is what I'm saying. Okay, back to this. So the Page of Wands I really love, because like I said, that could be so flirtatious, that could be so that's like the spark of attraction, the spark of love, what's going to be love later. That's like, you can make something new again, you can make something fresh again, you can make something better, or there's just like a new development. This could even be a new person entirely, for work, career, business, love, romance. So let's just finish you guys out with an Adelinian oracle. Sorry. There's always stuff. There's always stuff in my face. Ooh, what was that? Something didn't want to pop out. Ooh. Meditate, harmony is coming. Protect your energies. That's interesting. This is okay. I'm gonna say from now till Thursday is going to be more conducive to those introspective energies. So that's kind of what I'm getting with this, with protect your energies. Like meditate. There we go. Ooh, limitless creation. How do you program, and I mean reprogram, that subconscious mind that was programmed from mom's last trimester of pregnancy to 7 years old? I use my imagination. Limitless creation there. You guys have heard me say screenwriting has saved my life. Or my imagination. So I say my imagination saved my life more than once. So, my loves, I will leave that right there. I will be back. I need to actually leave here and go do some things and then come back, but then we will commence the breakdown for what everything for all 12 zodiac signs for this Aquarian new moon cause over on La Patreon. Until then, my loves, many beautiful blessings and upon all of your beautiful heads, my loves, and I will see you next time. Mwah.